What's up? It's Sunday, May 8th. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. If you are a mom who watches the daily NHL Best Bets, boy, do I got a Mother's Day gift for you. Even if your kid does. You know what? This is from your kid. Your kid actually sent me to give you some good picks on Sunday, Mother's Day. Well, the first thing I'll give to all the moms out there is a free $200. And all you got to do to get it is go to BetMGM and bet on any NHL game. And if either team scores a goal, then you're going to win $200. All you got to do is go to BetMGM and use the promo code OSNHL to snatch your free $200, or you can just click the link in the video down below. Now, as far as yesterday goes, Saturday, pretty good day. A lot of those games panned out the way we thought they would. You had Ovechkin score. You had Oshie score. Ovechkin just missed out on the over 3.5 shots, but that game was a net win. Then you had Nashville. They hit the over 2.5 goals, so that one came true. Unfortunately, the worst bet of the day, the only real loser of the day, was the last bet, the Rangers under, which we lost right away. And I appreciate losing right away. There's nothing worse than when they hang you on a string to the end. That's miserable. But when you lose right away, you can just say, all right, on with the night. Let's see what everyone else is doing. It's early enough. Let's go on to Sunday's bets for Mom. Fortunately for Ma, I got my favorite bet of the whole NHL playoffs so far. And I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I really mean it when I tell you there's not a better situation that could ever be presented to you than the Tampa Bay Lightning coming off a loss at a decent price. And that's exactly what you're getting. You're getting the Tampa Bay Lightning at -120. Now, they just lost their first home playoff game in a while. They won 7 straight before that last game. Now, here's the silver lining that I mentioned the other day. 3 straight postseasons now, they've never lost back-to-back games. No team has been able to beat them 2 times in a row the last 3 postseasons, including this one, because they lost game 1, then they ended up winning game 2. And this is the perfect time to come through with that, because they're not even on the road. They're home with a chance to even the series up against the Toronto Maple Leafs at -120. I don't know how you can't take that. I have to take that. And trust me when I tell you, if this loses, don't get mad at me, because trust me, I'm going to be hurting in those Mother's Day pockets way more than you probably are. So no, we'd be going down together, but I do not think that's going to happen, because I need to see it before I believe it. The Lightning losing 2 in a row at home? No, not as far as I'm concerned. So that is what I'm going with. The Lightning -120 against the Toronto Maple Leafs at home. Now, secondly, we have the Boston Bruins versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, empty netters have been screwing every single under in this series, and it's been tough to hit an under. However, this is a preposterous policy, but this is a policy of mine. I believe that in any games before 1 o'clock, the early time frame messes with the players, and they're a little slow to come out of the gate. I don't believe it's the same jump that you see in the 7 o'clock games. The same way when you watch the NHL, or I'm sorry, the NFL, it always seems like Sunday Night Football has these 45 to 28 games, but at 1 o'clock is when you get a lot of those slow first halves. And at a 12:30 game in Boston, give me the under. Give me the under 6 goals in the Boston-Carolina game. And I know you're like, oh my God, Andy, they are massacring you. And by the way, I am starting to get worried. These empty netters are putting overs into all these games. We saw it with Dallas last night. We saw it. We saw it with the Washington game. That put it into the over. These empty netters, because they're pulling the goalies early, it's creating a bunch of overs. But I'm trusting my 12:30, everyone slow out of the gate factor. So give me the under in the Bruins-Carolina game. Once again, give me the St. Louis Blues, who are almost even money. I think you can find them to -105 to like -115. They just got embarrassed twice in a row. They came out game 1, had a great game, threw a beating, then they just took 2 beatings. Now this is their last game at home until they go back to Minnesota. These are two teams that everyone thought, like, this is a coin flip series. It was coin flip for home ice going into the last day of the season, and this game, or this series rather, reeks of 7 games. It reeks of 7 games, and it would just make sense for the Blues to put in a solid 60-minute effort after back-to-back embarrassments at home in front of their home crowd before they go back to Minnesota. So I foresee the Blues finding a way to pull this one out. So give me the St. Louis Blues around minus 105, minus 110. It's going to vary based on when you get it in there. And then lastly, I really, for the most part, have been staying away from the Pacific Division because it's a scamish division. It's been a scamish division to me all year. I never trusted Calgary. I never trusted Dallas. I never trusted Edmonton. I never trusted LA. I never trusted any of those teams. I still think that Vegas is better than all of them. They were just beat down from a couple long postseason runs and a bunch of injuries this year. But the only bet you saw me take was the Oilers when they were down 1-0 for the series. But in this game, when there are back-to-back embarrassments, I'm of the belief the team, they're not necessarily going to win, but they're going to at least give you a hell of an effort, especially when it's at home. You saw it from the Predators, but unfortunately, that Avalanche power play absolutely massacred them, but the effort was there, and they were putting in some goals. I think you're going to get the same thing from the LA Kings. I don't know if they're going to win. I don't know the exact outcome of that game, but I do know you're probably going to get their best effort or second best effort because they played well game 1 of this series. And when I look to who's going to be able to lead that, give me Anze Kopitar for a point. I think it's like minus 160. And then lastly, it's just something to note. The reason I keep bringing up the series lines, because it's like the stock market. You got to see, I got value in this now. I got value in that now. And you got the Florida Panthers at minus 135 against the Washington Capitals. I still do not think. Look, the Capitals had that good Game 3 at home, the same way the Dallas Stars had that good Game 3 at home. Usually, when you get a split on the road, the best chance for that lower seed, a wild card team, to win a game is going to be that Game 3 when they're amped, home crowd, and they can really build off the momentum of splitting it and then use the crowd to try to propel themselves to a Game 3 victory. So you got that in both those situations. I would still feel comfortable taking the Panthers at minus 135. Let's just say Washington pulls off another win. That 3-1 win, the 3-1 lead as a wild card team is very deceiving because then you go back to the other building and usually you catch a beating because the 1 seed or the 2 seed is very pissed off, and then you essentially have one shot to end the series. You have one home game left because those other 2 games you're massive underdogs. So really you got one shot. M&M, 8 Mile, one shot, one opportunity, mom spaghetti, and to me, I don't think the Capitals look calm and ready. I think they're going to end up with the mom spaghetti in that 8 Mile bathroom. So give me those Florida Panthers minus 135. I understand it was embarrassing. They got smacked. But I also saw the Colorado Avalanche smacked the Vegas Golden Knights 6-1 in Game 1 last year and proceeded to lose the series in 6. I do not overvalue a beating. It's just one game. You throw it out the window. If Florida comes out and wins 2-1, guess what? They're massive favorites again. So give me the Florida Panthers minus 135. And if you're a Calgary Flames guy, you can get them at like minus 115 right now. The problem is with that division, I never knew how good the Flames were. And I still don't know. But I am okay if you want to take them. If you don't feel comfortable because you don't have faith in Florida, which is understandable, but you do have faith in Calgary, go ahead and put a little bit on Calgary for yourself. I'll be over there with Florida. You can go to Calgary, and we'll see who enjoys that weather more. Anyway, those are my bets for this Sunday. So happy Mother's Day. Tell Ma I said what's up. Tell her the check is in the mail. Remember that one? Well, the check is going to be in the mail, but it's going to be from BetMGM after she collects her free $200. So, all right, guys, take it easy. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Have a good one.